Yes. Yes, Lion. We don't really need. Junior gang alongside Steve Pulse, you know. We don't really need. Yeah. No, no, no. There's no time to beat around the bush. All the world is living in fear. The consequence of great disaster zone. The thought alone I cannot bear. And now that war is raised its ugly head, and all I can predict is woe, yeah. This claim for power paints the city red. I isolate the status quo. And we don't want no weapons, no way, of mass destruction. And we don't want no weapons, none at all, of mass destruction. The ball. No. Bestowed upon humanity. There's so much for a global coalition, forces of security. Cause we're just pawns in the scheme of things, no matter what our race or creed. Yes. Survivors of this Holocaust, the international refugees. And we don't want no weapons, no way, of mass destruction. And we don't want no no lethal weapons of mass destruction. No way. And we don't want no weapons, no, of mass destruction. Move, y'all. Oh, we don't want. Oh, we don't want weapons. Oh, we don't want. Oh, we don't want.
This is Street Creed. I'm here with the frontman, lead singer of Steel Pulse, David Hines. Hi, David. What's your schedule after tonight?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna chill out for a couple of days. Well, run around and try and keep things straight in the ghetto, and then I'm off to Trinidad and 1 or 2 dates in the Caribbean, and then we're off to South America doing a South American tour, Argentina, Venezuela, Brazil. There was talks about Mexico, but I don't know if that's going to be happening. But that's what we're going to be touring on the African Holocaust album, and we hope to be hitting Africa sometime in December also.
So how much of an average year would you say is taken up by touring?
With an album out, I'd say a good part of 7, 8 months. When an album is not out, I'd say a good 6 months, 5, 6 months.
And when you're not touring, what do you do? What do you do for relaxation?
Well, I I got other hobbies. I mean, I try to dabble in a little bit of real estate now. So, I'm a bit of a handyman. I sort of repair things. Wow. So that, try to hang out with my youths and my kids and stuff. Try to keep the business side of what we do together, suppose the practical side where we're actually rehearsing and building songs, because that's just as important, trying to put things in place so that when we go out again, everything is in order and everything is copacetic as opposed to copathetic. Yeah.
When would you think, you've just finished playing here at Mean Fiddler, when do you think is the next time you'll be in England?
Well, London needs to tell me that because
Tomorrow.
we'd love that. It'd be a lot easier on ourselves. Put it this way: once an album is usually out, we are in demand worldwide, practically all through the year. It's just us that purposely take decisions to rest because we know it makes sense. As opposed to watering ourselves down when it comes to energy. When it comes to London now, because the album is out, I hope that we can concentrate a bit more on hitting certain parts of England now. We've abandoned England for some time, for all kinds of reasons. Reggae, especially roots reggae, was not quite lucrative here for some time, and we think we're going to have like a renaissance here, like a rebirth, a rejuvenation of Steel Pulse right now. We've got a video out, No More Weapons. It's been I heard it's been played now and again on MTV Base. We intend to do a lot more videos and a lot more recordings, remixes, and a lot more collaborations with various artists. You know, we did on the African Holocaust album, we had Capleton on it, and we had Damien Marley, who we've noticed recently has broken into big time with his particular album, you know, Welcome to Jamrock. And, you know, we've also had admiration for a lot of the French acts from out of countries like Senegal. You know, we had featured Tekan Jaffa Koli. He was a well-known African artist. And, you know, we've also got one of our homeboys, Juki Ranks. So we're going to intend to do a lot of collaborations with different acts now. And, you know.
I've noticed that your lineup is somewhat bigger.
Yeah,
somewhat. Oh, you change it around.
Well, yeah, we change it around. I mean, if you got all of us about 8 years ago or so, we had horn players, and then we decided to change that, you know, for all kinds of reasons. And we had ourselves some female backing vocals, and we recently bought on board.
They're very energetic, I should say.
Yeah, thanks. They're brand new. You know, we just had them just about a year. Well, one only a few months. And I think by the time we hit February, which is Black History Month in the United States, we intend to have a series of horn players with us, and probably do, yeah. So it might be as much as maybe 11 people when you see us again. Who knows? Because horn players can be expensive.
Did you get the lyrics first and then you work around the music?
To my recollection, I think the lyrics came first. And, you know, it usually happens that way with me, where there's lyrics that are first. And then, as you know, when I'm jamming, I sort of trying to get the mood of the song to fit the lyrics.
Wow.
You know, and, you know, Bodyguard is a melancholy type song, so you sort of decide to work with minor chords, and you're trying to get the bass line hard hitting, dong, ding, dong, ding, gong, and, you know, that kind of thing. So, you know, that's how I sort of go about it. You got the lyrics, and then you sort of try to get the mood. And sometimes it works the other way around. I mean, when we did songs like Ravers, you know, there was the groove first, and then we just add the actual lyrics to the groove. Hands Up Revolution was the same. We had the lyrics, but we had the groove first. I take what I do literal and serious.
Right.
I'm concerned about how we deliver our music. I take each individual gig, you know, just as important as each other, and even more important when it's, you know, like venues like London and say Birmingham, which are places where we've hardly hit. You know, we wish we could have given more to London tonight, because we did come from a long journey from Holland, and, you know, we had a lot of circumstances, you know, red tape with immigration and all that kind of stuff, which sort of slowed down and sort of soaked in a lot of our energy. But I don't know if it's because of where I'm coming from in the first place. I mean, in '78 we went and did a few dates with Bob Marley and the Wailers, you know, in Europe, and we saw how dedicated he was to what he was doing, and I think that sort of rubbed off on us somewhat. You know, I always look back on that period of time, and I always say to myself, if we never toured in Mali, maybe we wouldn't have been as dedicated as we saw the dedication, we saw the sincerity in how he was delivering what he did, and I think, you know, a lot of that rubbed off on us at the time.
Distractions. How did you guys, for all them years, stop distraction from getting in between your music? Because I'm talking about girls.
Yeah, well, girls have come in between it, trust me. You know, it's the fact of life, really, when it comes to, you know, guys like myself. You know,
and why do you think bands didn't last as long as you guys? Because you're still going after 30 years, man.
Well, I think one of the reasons that when the band started out as Steel Pulse, we weren't about the money. We really wasn't about the fame, because we didn't think we were going to be famous as such. We were about, you know, really believing that we had something to say, really believing that we could have made some kind of impression on, you know, on the world, you know, and I think because we went in with that mode of thinking, it was pretty hard to sever, you know, what we were about. We came as a concept. So since it was a concept, right, you know, that we believed in, all the players involved could have moved around and could have come and go, because the concept still stood and the concept still stands. So you'd find that with Steel Pulse throughout our, you know, 30-year legacy, that there's been, you know, a various amount of band members that have come in and myself and Selwyn, Bombo, we're the two original members that are left, because at the same time, like I said, we were all about the concept. So it didn't matter who came and left.
Right.
Because as long as the concept is still there.
Okay.
All right. Myself and Selwyn, I've been the integral part of the concept. But, I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of bands have faded, because I think they came first before their concept.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Well, thank you very much.
No, 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 no,